and welcome to episode 570 of the Pittsburgh Nerd Podcast. I'm Sean.
I'm Nancy, and this is the only podcast that says...
My name is Marcus Domitius Meridius, commander of the armies of the North, general of the Felix Legions, and loyal servant to the true emperor Marcus Aurelius. Father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next.
Ooh, that's dark.
Yeah.
That's deep. That has to have something to do with Star Wars.
No. Gladiator.
Oh, I haven't seen that movie in a minute.
Yeah, that's the scene where Joaquin Phoenix is the emperor. He wants to meet the gladiator, the Spaniard, and he goes down and he demands that he takes off his helmet. And he's like, "How dare you turn your back to me?" And he takes off the helmet. He turns around and it's like he's seen a ghost.
Right.
Oh, it's such a great scene. Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah.
There is an amazing scene that got cut out of that for time.
Gladiator.
Yeah. Where Joaquin Phoenix, the two guys he sent to kill Marcus Aurelius, Russell Crowe's character.
Right.
They came back like, yeah, he's dead. We killed him.
Right.
Well, he's got them tied to posts.
Right.
In front of a line of archers.
Right.
And to have them killed.
Right.
And the commander's like, draw. And all the archers draw. And all of a sudden, Joaquin Phoenix, the emperor, walks in front of them.
Right.
Talking to these two men. And they're still at full draw.
Right. And
he gives like a 3, 4, 5 minute just monologue about like how he has been defiled by their actions, and this is a dishonor to the emperor, and and meanwhile these guys and it's like great because Ridley Scott's showing like they're still at full draw, and they're shaking because they can't let go of the bow until they're told, and more importantly, that's the emperor just walking right in front of them. It's like. And it shows like his insanity for like even doing that, but yet the command that these soldiers had to hold.
Yep.
I was like, oh shit, that was so good.
Yeah, it shows a lot in that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that is such a great movie. I like Joaquin Phoenix. What the? She's like Sabine. A blur. She is a blur running through here. All I see is a blur.
Sabine on the run.
If she got her toy, maybe that's what she's doing.
I like Joaquin Phoenix too.
Yeah, or like Lee Phoenix. It depends on which version you're looking at there.
Like he doesn't bother me.
No.
Like I didn't watch Joker just because it's not the Joker.
I know, but it's such.
And then they've got the sequel coming out. That's a musical in his head.
Yeah.
With him and Lady Gaga, and I mean, like.
I don't know if I want to see that or not.
But like it's just. Like I think overall, like Joaquin Phoenix is a very good actor.
Very good.
I'm not gonna. I'll give the devil his due. He's also a bit of a creeper, but
Stop that! Why do you do that?
Because he is. He's a bit.
When?
He's a bit wackadoo. Maybe that's a better.
Okay, but he's not a creeper.
Yeah. That's what's his name?
It is not.
Yeah.
He absolutely is not.
He is.
That was a role in a movie.
In multiple movies.
Multiple. There was one.
Yeah, Darko. Let's start there.
He was not creepy.
Oh, creepy as fuck in that movie.
No, that was Frank that was creepy.
No, he. Oh.
I don't think his character was creepy at all.
Oh, yeah.
I think he was disturbed and misunderstood.
Creeper.
Hey, Patrick Swayze was way creepier in that movie than Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Don't even hand me... Yeah, and Frank. Frank was very creepy. Yeah, so no. Stop that.
Darko.
Someday you'll agree with me, because, I mean, he's got some good shit going on.
Again, I'm not going to deny he's a good actor, but, I mean, even in real life, though, he seems a little creepy.
Which one are we talking about, Joaquin or Jake?
Jake.
Okay.
Jake Gyllenhaal is a bit on the creepy side.
I don't know his personal life, so I don't know.
I mean, just what I've seen from him. It's like, Seems a little like
You're still holding a grudge against this man because for a moment, smidgen in time, he dated Greasy Reese.
I don't hold that against him.
Okay. Well, I do.
I mean, Maggie Gyllenhaal seems to have her shit together.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Jake.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know them personally, but their life.
Yeah.
As long as they give me good shit to watch, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. True.
I'm fond of the Gyllenhaal family, so in general.
Yeah, in general, I
Yeah. And of course, Phoenix.
Yeah, Joaquin, yeah.
Yeah, or the whole family.
The Phoenix fan, yeah. Well, I mean, River.
Yeah.
Didn't have enough time.
No, sadly. But he did give us a lot of beautiful art before he left. Yeah.
And an amazing young Indiana Jones.
Yes. I didn't like his hair in that though. Like it was like that in his face, like that.
Yeah.
That was like bothered me for some reason.
Yeah, like, I don't know if they couldn't cut his hair because of another role, because that was probably like just like a week of work.
Yeah. Yeah. He wasn't in it but a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, but like his hair just seemed odd for the time period even.
Yeah. Because they were always like clean cut back then.
Like you would think like he would have a high and tight one,
Right, and in whatever country he was in.
Yeah, Utah.
Yeah. He was in Utah?
That was in Utah, I believe, yeah.
Oh, his part was in Utah?
Yeah. Yeah, that whole scene. The young
I never paid attention where it was.
the young Indiana Jones. The beginning of that movie, I believe that he's in Utah.
All right, so I should say whatever state he was in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd want your hair short in that state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depending where you're at, Salt Lake City is warm.
Well, it was all
cold
in that scene, so yeah.
Yeah, but Salt Lake City's cold. Like they held the Winter Olympics there.
Oh, okay.
It's a mountain range and everything.
Right. Wait, is that where? No. Is it Vermont where all the rich people go skiing?
Yeah.
It's like Dumb and Dumber, wasn't it? Vermont.
Well, no, they were going to Colorado Springs.
Is that where all the rich people go?
Well, they go a lot of places.
I know, but there's Aspen. Where's Aspen?
Aspen's Colorado, yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind, it was in Utah. God, what a brain fart on that one.
Yeah, Dumb and Dumber, they were going to Aspen.
The listener that you have that listen to it, Aspen assholes, Aspen.
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Rich people do go skiing in Vermont, though.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, because, Legend of Billie Jean, he wanted to go to Vermont. He wanted to go skiing in Vermont.
Yeah.
So, just whatever. Anyways, go on with the show.
Yeah. So what have you been up to?
Oh, me, nothing.
Nothing.
Just working.
Yeah.
Having probably the greatest Mother's Day I ever had in my whole entire freaking life.
Well, that's good. Good for you. Happy Mother's Day.
Thanks. I will continue tomorrow celebrating.
Oh, wow.
It's a two-parter.
Oh, okay.
Only because I couldn't be home all day.
Yeah.
Because I was doing work things.
Right.
Yeah. How have you been?
I'm all right.
I'm kind of sad. I wanted to bring Darby home. I'm sorry. I really did. I'm really sad I didn't bring him. But he wasn't feeling good. He threw up and...
Yeah.
I didn't want to disturb him anymore.
Nah. Don't need to disturb to do.
No.
I spent my week watching Thundarr the Barbarian.
Oh, yes. I remember you told me you were going to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Is that a wow, what was I thinking as a child wow, or wow, I can't believe that this was that great of a show?
Like, it's an odd thing of like, as I'm watching it, the first thing that really pops with that, and we're talking about a cartoon from like, they ran from like 1980 to 1982.
Oh, it wasn't even...
Yeah. Like, it's a total of 21 episodes.
Yeah, kind of like Kids Incorporated.
Yeah. But the first thing I noticed that really popped with me was how well animated it was.
Oh, for that time.
For that time period, and and there was a lot of shots like they would do a lot of like repeat shots of something that change it up a little bit. because that was the style back then. It was like, you're going to reuse as much animation as possible and make it as cheap as possible.
Yes.
But but still, the animation popped in a way I didn't expect it to, just because of the time period. The voice acting was fine. Like, got a little hokey, but it's 1980 through 1982. The thing that drove me nuts was the absolute leaps of logic that were made. Like episode 1. Now, the basis of Thundarr the Barbarian is in 1994, a runaway planet goes between the Earth and the Moon.
Well,
causing the Moon.
Which planet?
No, but that doesn't say. Just it's like a comet. Like it's on fire and it just hurtles.
Oh.
Like, as they say, it's a runaway planet. And it goes between the Earth and the Moon. And the Moon splits in two. And the Earth is suffering cataclysmic, like, eruptions and.
Well, yeah, because the Moon controls tides, shit like that. But if it didn't, I'm not understanding. I apologize. How did the Moon split in two if it didn't make any contact?
I don't know. That's not explained. It just this causes this cataclysmic event.
I'm sorry. I thought maybe you skipped like
No.
something jutted off and went between. Okay.
So 2,000 years later.
Wow, we're Tom jumping now.
Yeah, like the Earth is like a wasteland where humans and mutated creatures fight to survive.
Okay, I'm listening.
Okay.
Okay.
And Thundarr,
Oh God.
with the sorceress Princess Ariel and Ukla the Mock, he fights for freedom.
From these
creatures. Well, from tyranny and particularly from wizards.
But wizards are people.
Well, wizards are bad.
Well, I didn't say if they're bad or good people, but they're people.
Right, they are people, but mostly they're bad people. They're using their power for evil. Enslaving humanity, mostly.
Harry Potter taught me there are some good wizards.
Right, I understand that. I'm just saying, in this case, they're mostly bad.
Oh, look, Beanie's like, I'm very concerned with these bad wizards.
Well, she watched the whole damn thing with me, so she knows.
She's like, don't forget to tell about this part.
Right.
Apparently something's bothering her.
You know, it's the rise of magic and what do they say? Super science and sorcery. Yeah, it's the... Yeah. Well, like in the beginning, the first episode, so they're fighting this wizard, and he's using, like, mechanical knights, and at one point there's a helicopter.
Oh.
Now Thundarr,
they have helicopters,
right?
Even though it's a desolate land.
Yeah, like part of the concept is like the wizards are smart enough that they have figured out technology, and they're able to rebuild some of this.
Usually with an apocalypse, there's none of that.
Right, but like at one point, like they've taken pieces of an aircraft carrier and made it into a sailboat. Like that's a lot of wackadoo shit.
So what you're telling me is this cartoon animated series in the 80s figured out how to do that in apocalyptic era, what The Walking Dead couldn't figure out.
Right.
Okay.
So there's this helicopter, and then Thundarr gets in the helicopter, and he's like. Literally, like the line is, this lever makes it move. And now he's flying a helicopter like he's fucking Stringfellow Hawk. And I'm just like,
Stringfellow Hawk.
That's some fucking bullshit. How'd I fall for this at the age of 8? And there's some other stuff like horses, like they're jumping from like 300 feet and landing and running perfectly. Yeah. Like, no, I don't care if they're mutated horses or what. This isn't happening. So there are a lot of like logic jumps that because it's a show for kids that they felt they could make and get away with.
Right.
But 51-year-old Sean is like, that's some bullshit.
That's hysterical.
Like, what the hell happened here? What made you think this would work?
My God, that's hysterical. There's a lot of crap though. I mean, I believed a lot of shit. G.I. Joe, Speed Racer, none of that shit was true.
Well, no, I understand, but like, there's a difference between something being true and like a suspension of disbelief.
Right.
Of like,
yeah,
like the Mach 5 could work.
Right.
Or the technology of G.I. Joe could work.
Right.
Or you could get into a firefight with lasers and nobody gets hurt.
Right.
Like shit like that.
Well, if you're, the Black Widow, you can apparently get in a gunfight with bullets and never get hurt. I'm sorry.
She was trained in the Red Room.
I don't give a shit.
Okay. Anyway, but then there are leaps of logic that you just have to look at and go, really? Like Thundarr suddenly piloting a helicopter like he's Stringfellow Hawk. Like, I was like, no, come on now, child, please. Yeah. Like, I mean, overall, I will say this: it's a very well done cartoon. Like learning some stuff. Like at the end, there was a 15-minute featurette about the making of it and stuff. Oh. And there were some parts I was like, that looks a little bit more real than it should, and it was because they did a lot of rotoscoping.
What's rotoscoping?
Rotoscoping is where you film something. So like you got somebody dressed as Thundarr, and you film him like jumping on a horse and the horse running away. And then you go and you draw over that film to make it look like a cartoon. That's called rotoscoping.
Gotcha.
So they did a lot of rotoscoping with like the horses running and stuff. And then they just reused that footage and then just like change the background or what they're jumping over in the foreground or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
But it was still like it was an actual person on a horse.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at it going, wow, that horse, that's tremendous movement for a cartoon. Right. No, it was rotoscoped.
So they had to like every movement they.
Yeah, like every frame of film they had to go and animate.
Yeah.
Because it or draw over it essentially.
Right.
So that was kind of cool to find out. And that's like something like in a cartoon normally wouldn't do.
Right.
Like there are right. Well, I mean, there are instances of there's a Lord of the Rings film that was done by Ralph Bakshi that was rotoscoped.
Really?
Yeah.
It was animated.
Yeah.
Was The Hobbit?
The Hobbit was animated, but that wasn't rotoscoped.
The original.
Right. Yeah. Like way back when.
The animated.
Yeah. No, that was not rotoscoped. But they did a Lord of the Rings where they did rotoscope it. So like Anthony Daniels plays Legolas.
No.
Yeah. So he was actually in costume and everything, and they just kind of drew over the film.
That's interesting to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so like that. There was a movie called A Scanner Darkly. That was
I know that name.
Yeah, because it had I think it had I know it had Christian Slater in it. I think Winona Ryder was in it.
Okay.
But that was rotoscope. But I think they did it with a computer. But it was so they acted.
Christian Slater or Keanu Reeves?
I think it was Christian Slater.
Which one am I thinking of?
I don't know.
I thought that was Keanu Reeves. So I'm sorry, I'm looking at you confused because I had thought this was a Keanu Reeves.
Well, let me look. Maybe
but I'm probably thinking of a different one with Keanu Reeves because he did all that Matrix animated.
No, you're right. It was Keanu Reeves.
Was it?
Yeah.
It was it Winona Ryder?
Well, it's Keanu Reeves, Winona Ryder, Robert Downey Jr., and wait for it because you're gonna go ooh, Rory Cochrane.
What?
Yeah.
Let me see. No shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to watch this again. I watched it when it first appeared, but I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you see how it's all like.
Yes.
Animated.
Yeah.
I think they did this with a computer.
Well, I can't wait to see what your hand in front of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I thought you were talking about. But you kept saying Christian Slater.
I could have swore.
Keanu Reeves. I thought that was very well done.
Yeah. Yeah, that was based off of a book by Philip K. Dick, who also wrote Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which is what Blade Runner is based off of.
You said Dick.
Yeah, I said Dick. I could have swore Christian Slater was in that. I guess I'm wrong.
Is it because maybe you heard his voice or something sound like his voice?
Maybe, yeah, who knows? Or I could just be talking on my ass. So, yeah, but yeah, I mean, like, so that's something that's been done in the past, rotoscoping. I remember when Family Guy did the Star Wars parodies.
Holy shit, those were funny.
And people accused them of being rotoscoped.
Really?
Yeah, because of how precise the ships looked.
Yeah.
Like they looked like, and Seth MacFarlane was like, that's not rotoscope, that's our artists.
Right.
And they are taking a great deal of pride in the fact that they got as detailed as they did with that. And made it look as real. And the fact that you think that they traced it is like a compliment to them because they didn't.
Right.
That's all.
What, did they have to prove it or something?
I don't know. I know Seth MacFarlane came on about that.
Yeah.
And but I remember I thought, I'm like, man, that looks rotoscoped. Like that looks like they just took that right from the movie. Right. Like because with Family Guy, like you're expecting a certain style of animation, and you're getting it with the characters, but like when they were showing like ships in space, I really thought like that's how well it looked. I'm like, man, that looks like it's straight from the movie, and they just traced over it. So, but no, you're like, no, we did not rotoscope.
Do you remember that episode of Bob's Burger where they took and they made an episode, but they used like everybody that submitted drawings or videos?
No, I never saw that episode.
And it was all different animations, and probably 99.9% of those styles, I was like, I'm so glad that's not what animation looks like.
Yeah.
But there would be like that 0.1% that was like, that's actually pretty cool that somebody came up with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there are like a lot of different styles of animation out there.
Oh, there definitely are.
Yeah, but that I didn't know that's what I thought it was just tracing.
No, it's called rotoscoping.
In the biz.
In the biz, it's called rotoscoping.
I'm not in the biz, so I'll just call it tracing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that.
Yeah. So that was Bailey. No, I also watched, very weirdly, I don't know why, but I chose to watch this. For Your Eyes Only.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, like anytime I feel like I want to watch a James Bond movie, I'm either watching the Craig movies or the Pierce Brosnan movies.
Wait. Is that not the one where the theme song is done by the whore?
Yeah.
So it had to be that one. Of all the fucking movies.
That's the one.
The horror one.
That's the one by Sheena Easton.
Oh,
yeah.
God. Yeah. And I'm sorry, you said that was a Roger Moore one?
It's a Roger Moore one.
That pains me even more because I did like Roger Moore.
But like I normally like and I don't know why. Like I understand that why I watched the Daniel Craig ones because they're superior.
Yes.
Those are amazing movies.
They don't even strike me as James Bond movies. They're just that good of a movie.
Like, and I think my problem is I really like Pierce Brosnan as Bond. I just think the movies stink.
Okay.
Like if you look at like Goldeneye was a really good Bond movie.
Yeah.
And then they got progressively worse.
Right.
Because they got so gadget heavy and
yes.
pun heavy and like
the disappearing car.
Yeah.
Invisible car.
Yeah. Like it was shit like that. But I still like Pierce Brosnan as Bond.
Yes.
Like Roger Moore was like the James Bond I grew up with. But like my dad conditioned me that Roger Moore's not James Bond. He's the Saint. And in all honesty, he does play it a bit more like the Saint than, it was like Connery's the real Bond. Like that's how I was brought up. Like if you want to watch a James Bond movie, watch a Connery movie. And Moore, especially in like a lot of the movies, like it was very gadget heavy and very pun heavy.
Yes.
But the one he takes a great deal of pride in is For Your Eyes Only. He felt that was more, and it is more straightforward. There aren't that many gadgets. It is more of a straightforward, there's not a ton of puns or, it is a very straightforward Bond movie without all the shenanigans.
Right.
And that was the first Bond movie I ever watched. Like it was on HBO when I was a kid, and I was like, let's watch this, and I was hooked. I'm like,
your dad was like, all right.
That's what my dad was like, is that a Roger Moore Bond movie?
Let's watch it.
How dare you? So so I haven't watched it in forever.
Yeah.
And like the opening sequence of any Bond movie is like usually like a high point of action. And this didn't disappoint, but it had like some goofiness because it was like Blofeld, who was like this intricate and devious villain, was kind of treated as a joke. But like the action with there's a helicopter whole thing going on. It's kind of like, oh, that's interesting. But then like overall, like at the end of it, you're just like, oh boy, here we go again.
Yeah, right.
But then you get into the movie proper, and it was really good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Huh.
Like I don't know if I'd be going back to watch, like Octopussy or Moonraker or.
I always liked Octopussy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
what's the one that Duran Duran did the theme for?
A View to a Kill.
A View to a Kill.
Yeah. I was on the Wayback Machine this past week too.
Oh yeah.
I think I told you about it. Yeah, remember I told you I woke up the other day and I was in a really, really good mood, and you were like, "Why?" And I was like, "Because I woke up to the Magnificent Seven."
Oh yeah.
And then I had to leave for work.
Yeah.
And then when I come home and I lay down, I turn the TV on, which I usually like pull up Hulu or Disney or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
And it was at the point, almost to the point where I had to leave earlier that day. I was like, oh, I'm watching the rest of Magnificent Seven. Yeah, that movie just like that music.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, because I'm not into that shit. And I hate.
You don't enjoy a Western.
No, I can't stand Westerns.
But you'll watch Yul Brynner in damn near anything.
Yul Brynner. And okay, so I have a friend who's a couple years older than me. And I was telling him about that. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, The Magnificent Seven. He's like, never heard of it. And I'm like, Yul Brynner, Steve McQueen, Charles Bronson.
Yeah.
No, and no.
Yeah.
I said, oh, we are sitting down and watching this movie together.
Yeah.
And we sat down, and I don't know what he actually ended up thinking of it, but I was like, here I go, watching it for the third time this week. And it didn't bother me. Because I'm telling you, there's a point in that movie where they are settled into the village, and I think it was the second day because they were having that celebration.
Yeah.
And there is a point where something happens, and Yul Brynner gets up and walks across where they're having the celebration. And you're just in awe because everybody back then was like, the Duke, the way the Duke, no.
Yeah.
It was Yul
Brynner.
It was not the Duke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will go to my grave saying that. But I don't know how, like, even today, how you can't swoon over that. You're just like, they don't make men like that anymore. And Steve McQueen, it's just...
Yeah.
The whole cast was just so great in that movie. So great. Yeah, so I was on the Wayback Machine too.
Yeah.
I went a little further than you, but yeah.
I did recently watch an updated version of the Magnificent Seven.
What? Which one?
Rebel Moon.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
That's basically it's Zack Snyder's homage to the Magnificent Seven.
Yeah. Well, I've also been watching Raising Hope.
Yeah.
That show just Grandma is the best.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you.
Cloris Leachman is like an American treasure. Like I know people are like, oh, it's all about Betty White this and Betty White that. Like no. I mean, and I'm not going to disrespect Betty White.
No.
Betty White is a queen.
Yeah.
But Cloris Leachman.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you, she makes that show. And I always think it's funny if they actually show the whole entire introduction and it says and introducing.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
Yeah.
But like some of the one-liners that she comes up with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like whether she's lucid or out of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my all-time favorite one is whenever they try to get her to quit smoking, and they built that.
Yeah.
It's smoky.
I love the one where they needed to get something out of the garage.
The baby.
The baby was and they had to play certain music, and she treated it like a Jenga thing, like
in her bra.
In her bra, yeah. Like, that was tremendous.
Oh my god. And when she made excuse me, I apologize. The chocolate with the bacon grease. Oh my god. And then the one where she kicked him out when she became lucid, kicked him out.
Yeah.
And then they had to bribe their way back.
Yeah.
That was the one. Wait, was it the one? Wait, no. It was whenever their house was being. It is in the bot. Grandma. The mom.
Yeah.
They had the makeshift toilet.
Yeah.
The guy threw the newspaper, and she's sitting on the bucket. That show is just so. When they brought in the My Name Is Earl characters.
Oh yeah.
That was good too.
Yeah. That's
whenever Ethan Suplee started losing all that weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a funny one, trying to get the stump.
Yeah.
Like, Bert couldn't stand it anymore. He's like, please let me help you get this stump. I need to get my badge of something on. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, Jamie Presley. That's another good show. My Name is Earl.
Yeah.
God, I'm going to start binge watching that next anyway.
Those are two shows. They're made by the same guy.
Well, they're towns.
Yes, next to each other, yeah. I mean,
it's Natesville and where was Earl?
I can't remember.
God almighty, they said it a million times.
Yeah.
Because I'm watching it, it's Natesville.
Yeah. But like I even remember like the debut episode, it was like they talked about Earl. Like on the TV, like man in such and such and this is what happened to him, and then they turn off the TV before you could hear it.
But he also plays Smokey Bones or whatever he is. Yeah, he also plays that character who, Bert ends up whapping in the back with a guitar. But in the back of the head, I mean. Yeah. And
also gives you the great, Nada Estrada.
Yeah, I say that all the time, and they're like, what's going on? And I'll be like, Nada Estrada, and they'll be like, huh?
Yeah.
No. I don't have the time to explain. Yeah, I don't understand why people don't know that fucking saying. Not Estrada, people, in your head.
Yeah.
Get it in there. Start saying it. Spread it around. No, but like shows like that. But then I'll go back to like The Office and Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
It's just so hard not to binge watch those things. King of the Hill. I hate Beavis and Butthead, but I'll watch King of the Hill all day long.
Yeah.
Well, somebody was asking me the other day if I watched Beavis and Butthead. I was like, not really. Like, they were okay, but, like, it's not my thing.
In the 90s, I thought that shit was hysterical.
But think about Beavis and Butthead. They sit on the couch. All day long.
Right.
You're going to watch a half-hour TV show of two people doing that, animated or not.
Right.
Where King of the Hill has depth.
Right. But, like,
characters. King of the Hill has Dale.
Yeah. But, like Beavis and Butthead were funny, and I thought that was hysterical. But I still think the funniest thing that's ever been on TV is the first season of Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, yeah, Ren and Stimpy. Far superior.
That first season was so fucking raunchy.
Yes.
Like, how that was a kid's show, I will never know. Like,
say that, yeah.
Like, how you, like, it was so belligerently just filthy. And yet there it was on Nickelodeon. Yeah.
It wasn't even like Comedy Central or Adult Swim.
Yeah, no. Nickelodeon. Yeah.
Ren and Stimpy. That's great TV right there. Now, how do I like that shit and not Beavis Butt? I don't get that.
Because Ren and Stimpy were like, it wasn't like moronic. It was like raunchy, thought provoking. Yeah. like, because you'd see shit, and you'd be like, you got any of them rubber nipple protectors?
Oh my god, the rubber nipples. That is my all-time favorite Ren and Stimpy episode.
Oh, the police.
That and Log. I love Log. But earlier you mentioned about like the repetition, and I was thinking about that. Like now that you bring up Ren and Stimpy, because I know Nickelodeon, whatever. But like Angry Beavers.
Yeah.
What was the Rocko's Modern Life? Like how Cat Dog, how like if they're running, it's like constant repetition.
Well, you even go back. Like Hanna-Barbera started that. Like if you look back at like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Or the Flintstones.
Pink Panther.
Yeah, like it was like the same background going past all the time.
It wasn't even only animation. Like if you watched Miami Vice, whenever they did the driving, it was always the car tire, and Tom's loading a fucking and Crockett on the phone, and the same buildings, and around the same bends, and
right.
It was constant repetition.
Yeah.
And nowadays there's like not. You know what I mean? Like, how far advanced? And it's probably because they got more shit they need to say.
But also, like, some of it is like there's. I was watching a documentary one time about the history of editing, and it used to be like if you think back to like a movie from the 50s, if a character they're leaving their house and going to somebody else's house, you would actually have a sequence of watching that person leave the house, get in their car, drive, park, get out of their car, walk up, like you watched all of that.
It was very important for them to show us how they got from point A to point B.
Right. And it was like, and somebody figured out, we don't need this 5 minutes. We can cut this and put something else here. But that's what that's how things worked.
But on the other hand, like you were talking about watching, oh my God, For Your Eyes Only.
Yeah.
I have an issue watching older movies like that have a lot of dialogue in one sequence. You know what I mean? Like a couple laying in bed talking for 10 fucking minutes. I don't want to watch it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but back then it was like acceptable to watch, Carol and what's his face Brady sitting there talking about their day for 5 fucking minutes in bed together, and you're like, I don't need to see this. Well, why is this in this show? When you rewatch this shit now, I can't do that. Like, because I think as we progress, like we're like programmed to want more action, more shit going on, So it goes hand in hand with showing us how to get from point A to point B to, do we really need a 15-minute discussion about how we're going to, go on vacation, or we're going to go to the store, or we're going to go pick the kids up from soccer, shit
right.
Like
but
that.
there's also like connective tissue with most shows now. Like even like a sitcom show has continuity where like, okay, we're going to make a reference to something from 5 episodes ago because 5 episodes ago exists.
Right.
We're going to make a reference to something from 2 seasons ago because 2 seasons ago exists.
Right.
Where like, so something you did 2 seasons ago has repercussions for what's going on now. Like back then, like you think, like they would do something and 2 episodes later they'd be like, well, I've never done that before. Well, you just did it 2 fucking episodes ago.
Wait. You I'm sorry, the look on your face when you said that.
Like I just watched you do.
Pointing and
Yeah, like you just did this
dumbasses.
2 weeks ago. You just did this. How did you
You know what I want them to do? Somebody, please, make another series like Soap. I want another Soap, but I want it to be Soap. I don't want this world shit. I want that world.
That you can't do it.
I want another Soap.
It's impossible.
That has got to be one of the best underrated TV shows ever.
Oh, no doubt.
Like that is like nobody talks about that show. You bring up old shows to anybody, Soap never fucking gets mentioned.
Yeah.
And it is like the fucking best. Every character you absolutely adored, every single character down to Billy, even though he was a dick kid. You fucking liked him anyway.
I mean, so, but like, that's the genius of like Soap is like a show that like.
You know what? They struck gold once. You ain't doing it again.
Yeah. It honestly is. I mean, like.
And how it only lasted 3 seasons is beyond me.
Because it was like so innovative. Like it broke rules.
It did.
Like that, there are rules that you had to follow that it did not follow.
Yeah.
And like, the way it did storytelling and like that was a show that had continuity because it was a soap opera, quote unquote, but it had this continuity of like, well, three episodes ago you were gay.
Right.
What's going on now? Well, I'm still gay, but I can't be.
Well, hear me out on this next thought. I think the closest we have come is Arrested Development.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because if you think about it, because even with previously on Soap, next time on Soap, you didn't get to see that the next time. The same thing with Arrested Development. It was like that kind of genius shit that Ron Howard came up with, or was he inspired by Soap? You know what I mean?
I mean, I clearly like there's inspiration from that, but also like the running gags, like none of them knew how a chicken actually functioned.
Right. Right.
Like, and that went on.
Yeah.
The entire series, and it got progressively like with each family member more and more ridiculous. Like, but that running joke was phenomenal.
There was a lot of running jokes though, like the whole Benson thing.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
Yeah.
You could not do that today.
No.
He'd be like, yes, I can't even do it because I know how wrong it is these days. But even like down to like with Billy Crystal and the dude Bob in the
ventriloquist,
yes, but Bob was the puppet and I can't remember what the other guy, yeah, even that shit, and the fact that Billy Crystal playing a gay man, he was involved with like this famous football star or something like that, like no, that would not happen today.
No, I mean not even close. I mean. No. Not even close. But I mean,
but there was nothing wrong with
no.
That. That's the problem. There was nothing wrong with that.
But it was it was like the Billy Crystal character.
Excuse me.
Like that character was so ahead of its time.
Yes.
Like 30 years ahead of its time.
Excuse me.
Like where you didn't see a character like that for
Yeah.
Ever.
A very long time.
But back then it was a taboo.
Yep.
But it was like so much of what they did, like
the whole Bert being abducted by.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm sorry. That would be something that would be so silly today, but back then you were just so like, oh my god, I can't wait to see what happens to Bert.
Yeah.
Texas. It wasn't just one episode.
No.
Yeah.
I think half a season.
And then he came back to Mary. Mary was like, "This is not my husband."
Yeah.
It's an alien. Yeah. That was so great. Like, I want another Soap. Arrested Development come close, but because the way we are today, you can't have that shit. And
no.
You want that. The world needs that shit right now.
Even Arrested Development would be hard to do now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
here's $20. Go see a Star
Star
War.
Wars. It's just a Star War.
Yeah.
No wars. War.
Yeah.
Just one.
Just go see a Star War.
Singular.
Yeah.
On on.
Ong Yong.
Will
Yeah.
someone tell this insufferable child?
Yeah.
Job will always be my favorite character on that. I freaking love what an asshole he was.
Mother boy.
Whatever.
I mean, yeah.
He got his hand bit by a seal.
Yeah. He's got his hand bit off by a seal. Yeah. I'm a monster.
There was so many like just everything innuendos in that show. Always money in the banana stand.
There's always money in the banana stand.
Like even like with George Michael and his niece or his cousin.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, I was thinking about the Afternoon Delight you were talking
Yeah.
about.
Oh yeah.
Because it
Yeah.
was Michael and his niece.
Yeah.
But even like George Michael and his
Cousin. Yeah.
And then like when Tobias accidentally took the picture with the camera and they thought it was like this whole big war thing. And when George Michael was like, I've seen this before.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
This is a ball bag. Yeah.
on his
Yeah.
the one time and he looked up and there was his uncle's balls right in his face.
Never nude. Oh.
I tell you, some of this shit. And then Lindsay, she's fucking hysterical. Like I can't. There's not one character like when that. Most shows that have. That's the thing right there that I'm trying to get my point across. Most shows that have multiple characters like that. There's only like for instance Game of Thrones. There was a lot of time I would just like zone out because I didn't like not only the characters but like the political shit they were involved in with those characters. You know what I mean? But watching Arrested Development or soap, every single character you wanted to know what happens next. What are they going to do? What are they going to say? Every character. You had your favorites, but there was never the zoning out because I can't stand how boring or how stupid. You know what I mean? Like those two shows.
Yeah, like with Arrested Development, I was like, oh, this is a Job episode.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Every character.
Every character, yeah.
Time. Even whenever Michael moved in with George Michael in college, because you're like, when are they going to kick him out? You go see when you're going to get rid of this guy.
Yeah, like I mean, yeah, there's never like an episode where you're like, oh, it's one of these episodes.
Well, no. The one season was stupid.
Yeah, that one, but I mean,
I can't even watch it.
If you recut it, like I've watched the recut version.
You're right.
Where it's all, it makes more sense and it's a bit funnier.
Right.
But I get your point. Yeah, like that first Netflix season was kind of like.
Yeah. But you're still invested in every character.
Yeah.
Same with Soap.
Yeah.
And I have never had another, because like even like King of the Hill, I cannot stand watching episodes that are about Cotton. I won't.
Yeah.
I will fast forward right through that shit. I will go to the next one. But Dale Gribble, give me him. Or Gribble all day, give me him.
Yeah.
Or Boomhauer, Hank, anybody.
Yeah.
You bring up Cotton, don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
You want to say?
I get it.
You have shows like that?
There are, like with the West Wing, there are a couple of episodes I will skip because it's not that I don't like the character that it's focused on. I just don't care for the story that's being told in that episode. Like there's one episode where CJ goes back home for her high school reunion. And it's all about like
is that the chick that I like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's her name?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
She'll drive me crazy. Anyways, go ahead.
But I don't like the episode because like the story, like it makes sense, but I don't care for the story.
Right.
So I like if I'm binge watching The West Wing, I will skip that episode.
Oh, okay.
There's a couple other episodes that's just like it's nothing to do with the characters because I like all the characters, but like it's like that episode, I'm like, this episode's not just not up to par.
No,
You know.
there's some people like if I rewatch The Office or Parks and Rec or even like even if I'm watching Miami Vice,
Yeah.
there are episodes I will skip.
Yeah.
But there's a couple series that I won't skip a fucking episode.
No.
And those are two of them. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know why I was telling you that. I'm sorry, I forget what we were talking about. That I was telling you that.
I mean, but that's classic stuff to me. I mean, like Arrested Development.
Yeah, but see, the problem with shows like that, I really like. If you remember, we got into Arrested Development when they were like broadcasting season 3. No, they were going on a season 3.
Yeah.
I bought the first and second season.
Yeah.
We started watching the first season, and we were just like couldn't wait.
Yeah.
Excuse me, to plow through to get the third one.
Right.
Excuse me. I have not had a show in so long. Like I haven't even. This will shock you. This is going to shock you.
Okay.
I have not even, and I even deleted it, have watched the second half of Survivor when they merged.
Wow.
They got to the merge and I stopped watching it.
Wow.
I don't even know why. Like, I still love Survivor, but
right.
just...
You're kind of done with it?
Not done. I don't want to say done. The drama with the people that are on there are so different today than when it first started that the way people are today, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
You ruined Survivor by putting that, I don't want to say humanity into it, but today's shit is in it now. The shit that's being shoved down our throats that we're like, come on.
Right.
Can we please go back to the way the world needs to be?
Right.
They're shoving that down your throat in Survivor because they got to get it in there because in order to keep going, you still got to have your audience. And it's just, I can't get past the merge because it's like, fuck you, people are so fucking boring.
Yeah.
Like, you're boring to me.
Right.
No, I'm not saying be rude and cutthroat like, what's it, Richard Hatch was, but there was some good Survivor series. You know what I mean? Like Rob Monty. I hate to fucking say it.
Old Boston Rob.
The Boston Rob era was fantastic.
Yeah.
The guy with all the tattoos, I can't think of his name. The one that actually betrayed him. His air, like the Johnny Fairplay. Where are these fucking people?
Yeah.
I need these people, not these wishy-washy.
Yeah.
I can't stand it anymore.
Yeah.
But I still love Survivor. So that should shock you. I haven't.
It does shock me because that's something.
I don't even know who won. I don't even know who won.
Yeah.
It comes up. I don't even care.
Yeah. It does surprise me because I mean that's been a staple.
I have never missed a season.
Yeah.
Not one. And I don't know. I have umpteen seasons on DVD that I collect.
Yeah.
It's just I can't handle it anymore. It's kind of like I got hooked on the Big Brother.
Yeah.
But the people that are coming into it's just like, come on, dang it.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but they're the P word. This world is a bunch of P people.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I've been binge watching old stuff. And I shouldn't say old stuff because The Office ain't that old, but it's older stuff because I cannot stand today's TV. It's just I have nothing to watch that's new. There's no Miami Vice. There's no Prison Break. There's no soap. There's no, you know what I mean? There's none of that shit. No King of the Hill. Even Bob's Burgers got boring.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's that odd thing of like what broadcast TV has become. It's like, how many NCIS shows can we put out? How many like Chicago emergency shows?
Yeah, that was something I said to my friend. They're like, "Oh, you should watch this." Blah blah. I don't need to watch another cop show.
Yeah.
I've got hooked on enough. Like there's Law and Order SVU.
Yeah.
I have been slowly going back through CSI Miami through,
Yeah.
streaming. I don't need no more cop shows.
Yeah.
But I will tell you the one I will watch. I will absolutely go on that. I don't know if it's Discovery. I think it's Discovery. They have that Border Patrol.
Oh yeah.
And it'll be like Mexico, Canada, Australia,
Yeah.
London. I love watching how stupid these people are
Yeah.
and how much they think those people in those airports or wherever they're crossing are stupid. Like I understand they're not catching everybody. I
Right.
get that. But the ones that they do catch, you're just like that. Really, that's your story. Like they will blatantly be like, "Do you have anything like fruit or vegetable wise?
Yeah.
Something like that, something stupid, random." And they'll be like, "Nope, nothing." No, and they will tell them, "You do know if you tell me now, before I search, you won't get in trouble. But
Yeah.
if you're lying to me, not only are you going to get in trouble, you're going to get fined."
Yeah.
And you cannot leave this area until you pay that fine.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, no, no, nothing. You ain't finding nothing on me. And they open up and it's nothing but fucking fruit. And you're just like, how stupid are you? Like, how dumb are you to think they ain't gonna open that up?
I when my dad went to Uganda.
Well, that's a while ago.
Yeah. But he said when he was coming back and they were going through customs, they were all standing around and there was a customs agent with like a wiener dog.
Whoa.
And the wiener dog had a little vest on. He was an official working dog. And the wiener dog would just go, and then all of a sudden he would point,
Mm-hmm.
and they would pull that person aside because it was a fruit sniffing dog.
Yes, they have dogs. They'll be like they're trained. Like if they they'll sit down.
Yeah.
Or one will bark.
Yeah.
Or one will sit there and just stare. They are. I don't understand how people think they're going to get away with this shit. No, like I said before, I know there are a certain amount of people that do.
Right.
But I'm telling you, there is more and more that you're watching this shit. They're not getting away with this anymore.
Yeah.
So not only do they have the dogs,
yeah,
they are searching. And if you watch like where the trucks go through, the drivers are so fucking oblivious to what are on these trucks.
Yeah.
And they will find like drugs hidden way deep underneath. Like they have to unweld it open.
Yeah.
Like you should see what these border patrol people have to do to bust these people. And the drivers, most of the time, 95% of the time, the drivers are like, oh, because they don't know nothing.
Yeah.
And you see these piles of drugs. And then you see how they dispose of the shit. And you're just like, Jesus Christ, the amount that is getting through.
Right.
But they'll like weigh it. They'll tell you how much it's worth, how much street value.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy fuck. Like it opens your eyes to what actually is going on, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll watch those kind of shows. Sorry, I didn't mean to go into them.
No, that's fine.
I apologize. In case anybody's not. But anyways, I need new shit to watch. So any suggestions I'll take. From anyone.
Well, I've got Thundarr on Blu-ray.
I apologize, but I have a big pass.
No,
I need something new to watch. I'm not asking you to give me anything. I'm just saying I'm to the point where I just watch streaming shit all the time.
Well, that's pretty much what I watch.
Or a movie. When I'm in the Star Wars thing, I'll pull up a Star Wars movie.
You still need to watch Ahsoka.
I was just talking about that at Miranda's graduation to her man Garrett.
Yeah.
He brought it up, and I was like, I haven't finished watching it. And I was sad you weren't there because I was like, you could have talked to him about it. But I did talk to him about the Mandalorian and shit like that. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you should watch that because
I have half a season left. I'll now be caught up.
Yeah, but the problem is you haven't watched the episode.
Yeah, I know.
The episode.
I know there's the episode. No clue what that means, but I know there's an episode. I'll get to it. I'll be able to soon.
That and Obi-Wan. I think you'll enjoy Obi-Wan.
I have watched Obi-Wan.
The whole thing?
I've watched Obi-Wan.
Okay. I didn't think you did.
I watched the whole thing.
Okay.
Because I asked you if there was going to be more, and you said no.
No, there's not.
And I said they ended it well.
Yeah.
I was okay with that.
Okay.
No. I think because you told me that was it is the reason I watched that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I did watch the part of, what's the one that Boba Fett or something?
The Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, I just watched the parts that had Ahsoka in it.
Ahsoka wasn't in that.
Then which one did I watch that had Ahsoka in it?
The Mandalorian.
I watched all of The Mandalorian. I wouldn't have skipped any of those episodes.
Okay, because there's...
I watched all of The Mandalorian.
Okay, I understand that. I'm not doubting it. I'm just saying...
There's...
Oh, no. Yeah, she is in the Book of Boba Fett. That's right. Cause
there's like 2 episodes that deals with her, and you said watch them, and that's what I did.
Yeah, that's right. Because there's...
And even Garrett sat there and said there's the only 2 worth watching.
I'll disagree. I'll tell you, like, the Book of Boba Fett was probably the worst of the Star Wars TV shows, which bummed me out because I had high hopes because Robert Rodriguez was involved.
What was the batch? The Bad Batch?
The Bad Batch, yeah.
Was that good?
I haven't watched that. Now that it's over, that's the next thing I'm going to watch because it just finished its run.
Let me know then.
But I mean, it looked good.
Well, tell me, what is next for Star Wars concerning Rey?
I don't know.
I'm very anxious to see Rey's story. I'm like dying to know what happens to Rey.
Like I'm intrigued to see what that story entails. Yes. Like what's next?
Yes.
Like, but
because she has to be the Jedi now. She has to be.
Right. But like
she is like the Jedi.
What is like the next like step for the Jedi Order? Like what's she creating? Right. Because Finn, he's like, I'm Force Pod, Yeah. I
can do without Finn. Rey.
Well,
Rey.
Here's
what you heard.
Right, but the problem is
I can do without it.
The problem is that character was written so poorly.
It was. They didn't develop him very well because in the beginning I liked him.
Right. In the first movie he's fantastic.
He is.
In the second movie he's annoying. In the third movie
you want to shoot him.
Yeah. So I mean, like
we're on the same page with that one.
I mean, it is frustrating because like I feel like it's a wasted character.
Yeah. Kind of like Darth Maul.
Darth Maul's not wasted.
It was in the prequels.
Well, George Lucas made up for that with the Clone Wars and Rebels.
In Rebels. Well, I just want to know what her future, like, where did she go from there? That's all I want to know. And they could do a TV show that can give me a one little episode. I don't care. I just want to know what the hell Rey's doing.
Yeah, she's gonna get a trilogy of movies.
Did she keep BB-8? What the hell's going? Is she, is she hooking up with what's his face, Poe? Come on, give me some freaking details here. I mean, come on, her and Poe would be awesome together. As not a couple, like fight. Your mind has to go there. Not as a couple, as like her, like like Han Solo and Chewbacca.
Okay.
That kind of.
Okay.
Yes, teaming up.
Well, I mean, it's Rey and Chewbacca.
I know, that's so awesome, isn't it? I like Chewie.
With the Falcon.
Chewie should live forever.
Yeah, I'm not gonna deny it.
Chewie's the best. I can't do Chewie. You can do Chewie way better than me.
I can't.
I need because there's Dio, and then there's. I forgot to tell you, there's a Lego set that not Rebels, it's something else. It has Chopper in it.
Wow.
It wasn't Rebels. I was very confused by that. I got a picture on my phone. I'll show you after the show. So,
was it from Ahsoka? Because Chopper's in that.
It might be. I don't know. I'll have to go back on it. It's too far back. I took a picture of it. I'll have to go back and look. But
I mean, the fact that I get a live action Chopper is amazing.
Yeah. But other than Dio, there really hasn't been any new droids. I need some new droids here, I'm running out of droids. You know, the one that I have the Lego of that was in the game, in one of the games. You know, the
Yeah.
Lego one
Yeah.
about Mano. We need him in it, and I need more information about this guy because I look at him every day on a Mano. I'm like, I don't know, not because I don't play the game.
What I would recommend then is you could probably watch in a movie style. Somebody's probably edited it together so you can get the story from Fallen Jedi.
Okay.
I would have, because I know you've done it with other video games where it's like, well, here's
Mm-hmm.
everything. This is the story.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
So you could probably look that up
Okay. I'll do
because
that.
I know you're not going to play the game.
No, the only Star Wars game I ever ventured into was that Battlefront port. I don't know, whatever the PS4 had, and I played it with my friend Jeff. But it's you know me with no
Yeah.
and it is so quick. There is no way I can play that game. Can't do it.
I'm surprised you never. Well, no, you did try Lego Star Wars.
No, I think that was Lego's Incredibles,
I,
which
you
I
had
can't find.
you had that on like the PS or the not the PSP, like
The Wii U.
the Wii U, I think. Yeah, you had. I know you had a Lego Star Wars series. I remember playing it.
Wait, was that the one we bought the light? No, the lightsabers we bought for a different.
Yeah,
That was for the Xbox.
yeah,
The Xbox Connect.
I think so. Yeah, I
Which
can't
I'm
remember.
sad that's not around anymore because that was actually a fun game. Because it would be so cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. We still have the lightsabers though. Yeah, I remember those.
yeah,
Oh, I makes that Connect. The inner tube game.
yeah,
Up and down. Anyways, yeah, no. Battlefront. I'm pretty sure it's two. I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
yeah. But I remember you had a Lego Star Wars game for one of them because I remember playing it.
Probably the Wii U.
Yeah,
I had like a million of those fucking games there. I got sucked in that Wii U at one point, remember? Because I got that paint makey and all that crap. Yeah.
yeah. I remember I bought you that special edition of that.
Yeah, because it came with the figurine and I lost the paintbrush and I didn't find it till the day we moved.
Yeah,
The very last day I came across that
yeah,
paintbrush. I'm like, I got my It's in the box downstairs somewhere,
yeah,
but I got it. I got stuck on the giraffe game on that one and I couldn't get any further. I
yeah,
liked that game until I got stuck on that.
yeah,
Remember, I bought the book to try
yeah,
to get past it.
yeah.
I can't get past. I should connect that and let her do. I bet you
Brittany would figure it out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she would figure that out. She was good with that shit. You know them young minds in these
yeah.
games these days. Yeah, not like us old folks. How are you 53 and not know the Magnificent Seven? That just baffles me.
I mean,
Shit, like when COVID happened, we had to wear those masks. What was my theme song
the Magnificent Seven.
for COVID?
I can't
The
remember.
Robert Plant song. I can
Oh,
breathe
again, yeah.
Yeah, little by little. Yeah, there was people that were like, "Who the hell is Robert Plant?" I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me? You're older than me. How do you not know who the fuck Robert Plant is?" Yeah, just amazes me.
Like, but there are people. Like, I understand. Like, you're not into pop culture. But like, there are just things that are just in the zeitgeist that you just
I'm sorry. You what? What?
the zeitgeist.
What the hell is that? Is this a Beetlejuice term?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's an actual word.
Zeitgeist. Maybe it's a Ghostbuster term. Oh shit. Fucker.
This zeitgeist is a noun. The definition is the general intellectual, moral, and cultural climate of an era. Like, as an example, there are people who have never seen Star Wars,
I know quite a few.
but know Luke, I'm your father.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just part of the zeitgeist.
That's just because of Tommy Boy.
Well, I mean, it's because of a lot of things.
I know.
But I mean, like, it is just part. It's that thing of like, you almost can't surprise somebody with that any longer because it's so well known.
Right.
Like, unless you're showing a child,
Yeah.
like, we're gonna sit down and watch Star Wars,
Yeah.
and when you get to that point, they're in shock because,
Yeah.
But most adults, it's part of
Yeah.
culture.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
But I'm starting to think that maybe when we were children, we paid more attention to the world and everything in it than people do today. But it's hard for me to believe that people that are older than me don't know the same shit I know.
right.
You've been here longer.
But at the same time, like, with stuff like that, like you and I and a lot of people, like, when it comes to music, we dissect it. We know the people who made it. We talk about, like, you know this person as a guitarist or that person as a drummer, and like, we dissect the music. And
Look to see what they did before they did
right.
that. Yeah.
And there are other people who
Yeah.
just hear music
Yeah.
and they move on. And you go, well, that was Duran Duran. Well, who's Duran Duran?
Yeah.
Like, well, how do you not know who Duran Duran is?
I've gotten that before.
Right. So,
How
I mean,
the fuck
like,
you not know Duran Duran?
yeah. Like, but like they're like, I like watching such and such actor. Well, who's that?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Who?
But it's like even people I don't watch, I don't listen to, or I don't care for, I still know they exist and what they do. Now, I'm not going to say I know every fucking thing that's going on in this world, but when it's like, okay, when somebody says Taylor Swift to me, I don't listen to a fucking thing she plays. I could care less about that, but I know who she is and that she exists in this world.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't listen to Madonna. I couldn't stand her even when I was a kid, but I know who she is and what. Like, how do you not fucking even know shit? I don't get how people are so self-absorbed. They're not like thinking outside the box. Well, maybe I should think about more than just what it
But
makes me believe that when you're sitting there carrying on a conversation with somebody that doesn't have those interests, they're just not even fucking listening to you.
well, but the other side of that is they're probably thinking the same thing when you talk about, or when they talk about something political,
I will listen.
but you don't know.
I will try to understand what they're saying, though, and I will
Right.
ask them questions to stay engaged with them. When I talk about Jan Michael Vincent, I get blank stares.
Right. But to them, like, your inability to talk about who the Speaker of the House is baffling to them.
But I would listen to them and have them explain it to me.
Right. But still, like, my point is, it's just that's just what's more important to somebody.
And I would respect that and listen to them.
Right. But at the same time, when you're done listening to them, like, it's not that they're not listening to you or tuning you out. It's just they have no fucking clue what you're talking about because they don't pay attention to that. Much like, while you're going to sit there and you're listen and try to understand, at the end of the day, when they're talking about some bill in front of a House subcommittee, like, I can see you right now, your eyes are glazing over.
But I would ask questions to understand what they're trying to tell me, where people will just interrupt and go on a different subject with me.
Right, because to them, pop culture is not important at all.
I guess I'm just a different breed of person.
You are. No, you are. Like, I mean, and I have a hard time with it. Like, I try to stay up to date with things, but at the same time, like,
But I'm not going to be, like, rude and ignore you because I'm not interested in what you're telling me. Are you okay? Do you need help?
No, I'm fine. Just need to plug it in.
Were we running out of juice?
Yes.
But it happens.
Yeah. But, like, my point is, it's just somebody does not care who Eddie Van Halen is. They've heard Van Halen. They acknowledge it as music, but they have no idea who Eddie Van Halen is. But in the meantime, that person has other interests that they think are far more important.
But my point is, if that person is your friend and they are you're sitting there having a conversation with them, they should make it their interest because you're your friend and you want to talk about it.
But the problem is that person is usually not my friend. Because we don't have anything in common. Like, I'm sure they're a nice person. I have no qualm with them.
Well, the only reason I'm saying this is because I come across somebody recently that I'm sitting there going on about Jared Leto.
Yeah.
And I was telling him about the first time that you and I went to see them at Club Zoo.
Yeah.
And how everybody I work with told me, if we see on the news that Jared Leto has been kidnapped, we know who did it.
Right.
Because they know my obsession with Jared Leto.
Right.
And I'm talking to this person about it, and I'm looking at her, I'm like, you could care fucking less about this, could you? And she's like, no, but because you're interested in it, I'm interested in it.
Right.
What? And it was the first time I ever heard somebody say that to me, because everybody else in my life has just been like, interrupt me and that, because they could care fucking less. But I'm supposed to sit there and listen to you and be interested in what you want. Right. And when she said that to me, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
You know, it was like nice to hear that.
Right.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get like a deep conversation going on.
Sabine Wren.
She like confusing me here. Because she's like, who fucking cares? Like, look at her. You know, Darby wouldn't do that.
Yeah, Darby. Yeah. Stuck her tongue out at me.
Well, Sabine's got to be on a podcast.
Yeah. All right, well, is there anything like to add to the proceedings there?
Oh, is it over already?
Yeah, we're reaching the end.
I apologize, it wasn't that great of a podcast.
It's a very good podcast.
Nobody gives a shit about my ramblings.
You'll be surprised.
But I tell you what, if your listeners do have anything new that I have never mentioned before, please tell me. I'm looking for new shit to watch.
Okay, except for Thad.
Oh, no, I don't need his. I'm pretty sure it'll be all raunchy, Howard Stern, weird. No, I've seen the shit that played on TV before, if you recall. Yeah. There was a certain, New Year's Eve party, I believe?
Was it New Year's Eve? I can't
remember. There was some bloopers of some sort.
Yeah.
Sick fuck. I remember walking in that room and being like, what the fuck? And I was like, nope. And it wasn't even like, I'm not a prude. You know me, I am furthest thing from a prude. But in a room full of people, I have no fucking clue who these people are except for you. That I don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
I wonder if he remembers that.
I don't know. I'm sure he'll tell me next week.
Let me know.
I will.
I'm sure you even. Why is Ian not available this evening?
Ian had to work.
That's right. Poor Ian.
He was working overnights.
Yeah. Well. Hopefully he's back next week.
Yep, I'm sure he will be. Yeah. Well, remember, if you do want to reach out and touch us, like Thad does every week, but we normally don't read his email because it's filth.
Poor Thad. Your reputation precedes you.
Yes.
God, fuck, am I dumb?
You can send us an email, and that email address is pittsburghnerd@yahoo.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter. Just search Pittsburgh Nerd. We're very, very easy to find. And we are on a number of podcasting networks. You can find us on the Tangent Bound Network, the Weeby Geeks Network, and the Pod Breed Network. Just give them a Google search. You can find all the other great podcasts they have to offer. And lastly, as always, want to thank you, dear listener, for taking the time to check us out each and every week. We can't thank you enough for your support. And on that note, the Dreamer has awakened.
See ya.